Hello guys, welcome to my channel Afristylz. My name is Neema and today we'll be making this beautiful textured pattern. It's a diagonal shape with these little shells in between. It's a very interesting pattern. It's a very nice pattern for a baby blanket, a throw blanket. You can use it to make a cardigan, a bag. It's a very versatile pattern to use in literally anything that you want. We'll be finishing ours as a throw pillow. So for this particular size, it's a 14 by 5 by 16 inches, but it stretches. The kind of thread I use stretches, so once we stretch it out it will be a 15 by 15 because I'll put a 15 by 15 pillow insert for this one. And for today we'll be using this beautiful peach thread. It's a chunky thread and I'll be using this together with my size 5mm hook, and I'll be using that together with my pair of scissors and my darning needle. If you love all things crocheting and are passionate about the craft, you've definitely landed in the right place. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of our future crochet videos. So let's go straight into the pattern. We'll start off our pattern by making a slip knot. So hold the tail end of a thread with your left hand, wrap the thread around your finger, make sure it crosses, turn your work, go below the first and pick up on the second with your hook and pull up your thread, and you have your slip knot. For this pattern we'll be working in multiples of 8 plus 7. For me to achieve a 14.5 inch length, I'll be working a total of 55 chains. That is 8 times 6 giving us 48 plus an additional 7 getting us to 55, so a total of 55 chains. To work my chain, just yarn over with your hook, go through that loop, yarn over, go through the 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 loop, and just continue like this up until you have your desired number of chains. As for me, I'll be working a total of 55 chains for my project. I have my 55 chains. My 55th chain is this one. This loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Please bear that in mind. So my 55 ends over there. So for row 1 we'll be working a series of half double crochets down across. So we'll skip the first 2 chains and we'll work on the 3rd chain. So I'll yarn over, go into that 3rd chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. That's working half a double crochet. Yarn over again, go into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, move to the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, go into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3 and for row 1 it's a repeat of the same up to the end. So just continue working the same and I'll meet you at the end of row 1. I've finished working my row of half double crochets for row 1. So at the end of row 1, make sure you have a total of 53 half double crochets across up to the end. And to begin off row 2, I'll chain 2, turn my work. Please note this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So I'll yarn over, move to my first space over here and work a double crochet. That counts as my first. Yarn over, move to the next space below here, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, move to the next space, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, move to the next space, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 4 double crochets. Then I'll yarn over, move to this next space, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's a total of 5 double crochets. From here I'll skip this next space, and in the next one after that I'll yarn over and work 1 double crochet. Then I'll chain 2, yarn over, go into the same space and work another double crochet. What I've made is what's called a V-stitch. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next space and work 5 double crochets in the next 5 spaces. So that's 1, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 4 double crochets and 5 double crochets. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next space, and in the next after that I'll work a V-stitch. That's 1 double crochet, chain 2 and go into the same space and work another double crochet, creating your V. Then yarn over, skip 1 space and move to the next and work 5 more double crochets in the next 5 spaces. And after that again skip 1 space, move to the next and work your V-stitch, which is 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 more double crochet in the same space. And from this point onwards is a repeat till the end. I'm at the end of row 2 and I've worked my last V-stitch, so I'll yarn over, skip the next space, and in the next space after that I'll work my 5 final double crochets. That final space, just give your first double crochet of the previous row a push and you'll be able to access that space, and you have your 5 double crochets. Then I'll chain 2, turn my work. Remember, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch, and we'll always be beginning with 5 double crochets and ending with 5 double crochets. This time I'll be working in these just the top threads only. So I'll yarn over, go in the space and work my double crochet. So I'll work 5 double crochets. After the 5th double crochet, I'm going to work what's called a front post double crochet. So instead of going at the top of this V, I'll be going below this, the V, that post. I'll put my loop below and above that loop, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And after that front post double crochet in this chain 2 space of the V, I'll work 5 double crochets in that space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll yarn over and work another front post double crochet in that second leg of the V. So I'll just go in the space and pull that up, pull up my thread, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. So after my front post crochet, I'll yarn over, then I'll skip the next 2 spaces, and on the 3rd I'll work a double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next 2 spaces, and I'm back in my next V. So I'll go below that the first leg of the V and work a front post double crochet. After working my front post double crochet in this V space where we had our chain 2, I'm going to work 5 double crochets in that space. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then in the second leg of the V, I'll yarn over and work my front post double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next 2 spaces, and on to the 3rd I'll work 1 double crochet, yarn over, skip the next 2 spaces, and we're back in the next V. So that first leg of the V, I'll go inside and work a front post double crochet. in the chain 2 space of the V. I'll yarn over and work 5 double crochets in that space. After your 5th double crochet, I'll yarn over, and in the second leg of the V, I'll go and work my second front post double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip 2 spaces, and on the third, work a double crochet. And from this point, it's a repeat all the way to the end. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. So after working on my last V, so I've worked my last front post double crochet, I'll finish off, and you know we always start and finish with 5 double crochets. So after that front post double crochet, I'll go into the next space and work 5 double crochets in the next 5 spaces, and that will take us up to the end of row 3. So those are 4 double crochets, and in that last space you're going to work your 5th double crochets, and we're finished with row 3. To start off row 4, I'll chain 2 and turn my work, and I'll start in that first space by working 5 double crochets. So after my first 5 double crochets, I'll skip that next space, and in the next I'll work 1 double crochet, in the next space work another double crochet, in the next another, and in the next another. Those are 4 double crochets and your final 5 double crochets. So you'll work 5 double crochets subsequently in the 5 spaces, then you'll skip 1 space over there, and in the next we're going to work a V stitch. So 1 double crochet, chain 2, go into the same space and work 1 more double crochet, and then I'll yarn over, skip the next space, and in the next 5 spaces work 5 double crochets. Second double crochet, the third double crochet, your 4th double crochet, your 5th double crochet, skip the next space, and in the next after that work 1 double crochet, chain 2, in the same space work another double crochet to create a V stitch, then yarn over, skip the next space, and in the next work a double crochet, and the next 4 spaces work 1 double crochet in each space to make a total of 5 double crochets after that, and that will land us to the next space. So skip the next space, in the next space where we had 1 double crochet by itself, at the top of that space we're going to work a V stitch. So 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet in the same space for your V, skip a space and work 5 double crochets in the next 5 spaces. And from this point onwards it's a repeat all the way to the end. I'm heading towards the end of row 3. I've worked my V stitch and 5 double crochets after that. So at the end it will always be like at the beginning. So we'll yarn over, skip that space after that, and work your last 5 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and your 5th double crochet in that final space. Then I'll chain 2 and turn my work. So your pattern is slowly coming to life. To begin off row 5, we'll yarn over, and the next space after that just work your double crochet in the next 5 spaces. So that's your second double crochet, your third double crochet, your fourth double crochet, and your fifth double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip 2 spaces, and on the third I'll work 1 double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next 2 spaces, and I'm now working on the V stitch. So I'll work a front post double crochet on that first leg of the V. So I'll just go below that, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Then in that chain 2 spaces of the V, I'll work 5 double crochets in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll yarn over and work my second front post double crochet in that second leg of the V. Then I'll yarn over, skip 2 spaces, and in the third work 1 double crochet. Then yarn over, skip 2 more spaces, and we're in the next V. So I'll go into the first leg of the V stitch and work a front post double crochet, yarn over in the chain 2 spaces of the V. I'll work 5 double crochets in that space. Then I'll yarn over in my second leg of the V. I'll work my front post double crochets. Then I'll yarn over, skip 2 spaces, the next 2 spaces, and on the third I'll work 1 double crochet. Yarn over, skip 2 more spaces, and we're in the next V. So I'll go at the leg of the first V and work a front post double crochet. Then after that, in that chain 2 spaces of the V, I'll work 5 double crochets in that space. Then I'll yarn over and work my second front post double crochet in that second leg of the V. And from this point onwards, it's a repeat all the way to the end. So just continue, and I'll meet you at the end of row 5. So at the end, I'm at the end of row 5, and I've worked on my last V stitch over there. So I'll yarn over, skip 2 spaces, and on the third I'll work my last double crochet. Then I'll yarn over, skip 2 more spaces, and in the third work 1 double crochet, and now we're the last 5 double crochets, so that's 1. So I'll work 4 more double crochets to the end of the row. And you're done with row 5. So you'll chain 2, turn my work, and begin row 6. So from this point forward, it will be a repeat. So row 6 will be the same as row 2. So row 2 and row 6 and row 10, row 14 will be the same. And row 3 will be the same as row 7 and row 11 and row 15. Row 8 will be the same as row 4. Row 4, row 8, row 12, row 16 will be the same. And row 9 will be the same as row 5, which will be the same as row 13 and row 17. So basically from this point onwards, it's a repeat. These 4 rows will be repeating itself as we go up, and the main difference will be especially at the starting points. So for row 6, it will just be the same as row 2. So you can just go back on how we started off row 2 and begin that way. But I'll take you through row 6, and then you can continue from there onwards. So I've worked my chain 2. So I'll yarn over and work my first 5 double crochets. After my 5th double crochet in that next space, which is at the top of this space of this double crochet that is alone by itself, we'll work our V-stitch in that space. So I'll go in there, work a double crochet, chain 2 in the same space, work another double crochet to create a V. Then I'll skip the next space and work 5 double crochets after that in the next 5 spaces. So 2, 3, 4, 5. After the 5th, we'll skip that next space, and in the next we'll work a V-stitch, chain 2, and in the same space work another double crochet to make a V-stitch. Then I'll yarn over, skip the next space, and in the next work a double crochet and 4 more double crochet in the next 4 spaces. After your 5th double crochet, you'll skip the next space, and now we're at the top of this double crochet that's by itself. We're going to go in there and work 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet in the same space to create a V-stitch. After my V-stitch, I'll yarn over, skip 1 space, and in the next space work a double crochet and 4 more double crochet in the next 4 spaces. And from this point onwards, it's a repeat all the way to the end. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So I've worked my final V-stitch, and in the next 5 spaces, so at the beginning and at the end, we will not be having a space to skip right here. So I'll just go into the next space and work a double crochet and work 4 more double crochet in the next 4 spaces to get us to the end of row 6. And we finished row 6. I'll chain 2, turn our work, and if you've noticed, we're already beginning to take shape because now we have our first set of 4. So that is our second set. You have row 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Complete 1 set. Row 6, 7, 8, and 9 to complete the next set. So you have these little boxes that will end up being little diagonals. So for row 7, it's the same as row 3. So what you want to do is just go back, rewind the video on how we started off row 3, and you'll do the same as we go up the pattern. So from this point forward, I'm confident that you can be able to just continue because it's just a repeat of the same over and over again. So just continue till where you feel you're content with the size of your piece. For me, I'll continue up to row 32, and at row 32 I'll have had enough length for my piece. So continue with your row 7 up to your final row, and I'll meet you on how we finish off our pattern. So I've finished up my pattern and I've finished up with row 33. So how I like to look at it is, at the beginning of the row I have these little diamonds. So I have from the bottom, when I count from the bottom, I have 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and it will end with that little post at the end. So that's how I know I've finished up and I've achieved enough length across. So that last row is my 33rd row, so row 33, and I'll finish up with that. So I'll work my last double crochet, chain 2, and turn my work. And this being the final row, I'll finish it off the same way we started off at the beginning, which is a row of half double crochets across. So I'll yarn over at the top, yarn over and pull through all the 3, yarn over, go into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the 3, yarn over, go into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the 3, yarn over, go into the next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all the 3, yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all the 3. And for this row it will be a repetition of the same, so in each and every space we'll just be working half double crochets all the way to the end as our finishing row. So I've worked my last half double crochet in that last space, so I'll make 1 stitch and cut my thread, and our pattern is done. So on the right side, that's how it will be looking like. So you have that clean row. So if you're making a throw pillow, you want to make another piece of the same so that you can have 2 pieces. For me, I already made one earlier, so I have my front and my back pieces now. So what I'll do next is join these 2 pieces together. This is the piece that we just completed, and this is the right side. This is how the wrong side looks like. So I'll turn it to the wrong side, and then I'll take the piece that I made earlier. This is the wrong side, so with the wrong side's facing, and then the top side matching. So you have your right side at the back and your right side at the top, and then I'll start joining from top left corner, work downwards to the bottom, then work this side and the right side coming all the way to the top right, and then I'll finish off with the top side, and I'll be working a rows of half double crochets all the way around. You have the option of adding either a zip or buttons. So if you wish to do that, you're going to leave the top part open for that, and then you can place your buttons at intervals or just have your zip installed across. As for me, I'll just close everything up using half double crochets. I'll start off by making a slip stitch. So I'll yarn over, I'll wrap the thread around my finger, turn it, go below the first and pick on the second and give your thread a nice pull. And I have my slip knot on my hook, and then I'll take that off first, and then in our row of half double crochets, I'll just go inside the last space and go inside the last space of the back piece also. So you want to match your back and front piece row by row as you go down across. And then after I've inserted my hook, I'll put my knot back into my hook and I'll pull it, and then I'll make a stitch, and then now I'll start my half double crochets. So I'll be giving my project a pull, so I'll yarn over, go into the pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, and then the next row, making sure I'm matching the back and the front. So you yarn over, go into the space, work your half double crochets, then I'll be working in this. So basically I'll be working on a row, and in that, when you give your project a pull, that little space, those little spaces, I'll be going inside there, working 1 stitch there and 1 in the row, give it the next pull here and row. So in each space we'll be working 1 stitch as we go down across. So I'll match that and match the same at the back, make a stitch, yarn over, go into the next space, work your half double crochet, yarn over in that space, matching front and back, half double crochet, yarn over, so you'll just continue with the same as we go down the row, making sure you're matching the back and the front pieces, because you don't want one to be longer than the other at the end. So continue and I'll meet you at the corner. So I'm on my bottom left corner, and I've worked in that row of half double crochets. I've worked 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, so in that same space I'll work 2 more half double crochets, because it's a corner, just to give it a nice little curve. And then from there onwards I'll just match the back and the front. Inside that space, these spaces of the half double crochets, I like working inside those spaces because it's much easier. So I'll just match the back and the front like that, then work your half double crochet in that space. So you continue like that all the way to the bottom right corner. So I'm at my bottom right corner, and I've worked my last half double crochets for that side, and this is how I'm looking. That's the back and that's the front. So in that corner, just to move to this next side, I'll work 2 more half double crochets in that same space to give it a nice little curve, and then I'll be working out down my right side. And then in that next space, just go in there, work half a double crochet in that little space. You give it a pull, you'll see, go in there, matching the same at the back. Then in the next space, and you'll just continue the same way, making sure you're matching both the back piece and the front piece. I'm on my top right corner, so I'll yarn over, and in that last space I'll go in there and match the same at the back and work my half double crochet. Then it being a corner, I'll work 2 more half double crochets in the same space to have a total of 3 double crochets, and that gives me my nice little curve. Then I'm back on my top side. So again, if you wish to have a zip or buttons on this side, you want to leave this side open for easy removing and inserting of your pillow, and you can easily wash the cover. And for me, I'll just continue with my rows of half double crochets, so I'll work a few more stitches. So I'll pause here, then I'll insert my pillow. and then I'll continue my row of half double crochets all the way to the end. Here I have my 15 inch by 15 inch pillow insert, so I'll just slip this inside and finish off. So with my pillow inside, I'll just finish off. So in my last space, I'm back where I started from. So I'll yarn over in that same space we went in the first time. We'll go back in there and work our last half double crochet, and it being a corner, we're going to work one more instead of two because we already have one stitch inside there. And then from that point in this first stitch over here, I'm going to go in there and work a slip stitch just to join the beginning and the end together. Then I'll yarn over, pull through one to make a chain, cut off my thread, and we are done with our pattern. So I'll just tuck this in and we are going to finish off. So after you've tucked in your raw edges, this is the pillow that you'll have. It's really nice and the texture is just amazing. So if you've made it to the end of the video and you liked the pattern, do give us a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section on what you really enjoyed about the video. If you wish to send a donation in support of the channel, the details are on your screen and I'll also link them in the description box below. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified on any time we put a new video up. Also, if you manage to make this pillow, please tag us on our Instagram page at Afristylz, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.